Modern Warfare 3 has been out for 5 days now, guys, and I barely slept. I don't even think I've shit in 2 days. I'm a little bit constipated. I want to go get some Wendy's chicken nuggets. Does Wendy's even sell chicken nuggets? I think they do. I'm hungry as hell. Point is, I've been playing this game a lot, and I've come to the conclusion that no matter how hard Activision tries to sell this game as like classic Call of Duty, bringing back old maps, it's just never going to be the same, and I want to tell you guys why. The main selling point of this game is obviously they announced that they're going to bring back all of the classic maps from the OG MW2 into this game. It still bothers me. It still makes me a little, just getting, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes me a little bit weirded out that they called this game Modern Warfare 3. And then they decided to bring back Modern Warfare 2 maps. It's just a, I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing, but I think it's a little weird. Shouldn't these maps have been in the game last year? And then Modern Warfare 3, classic Modern Warfare 3 maps should have been in this game? I don't know. Either way, they were selling this whole game around bringing back classic maps, classic features that they took away throughout the years in Call of Duty games. But I just feel like it's not playing the exact same. And maybe that's okay for most of you, but something just feels off. Like, I'm getting a little bit bored now. I don't know if it's because I played too much the past few days. These maps back in the day played so much better than they are in this game. Like, for example, I want to use Terminal. Terminal was a top 3 Call of Duty map ever for me personally. And in this game, I honestly don't even want to play it sometimes. You cannot move past the halfway point, at least in my matches with skill-based matchmaking. I can't move. Like, I just spawn, I die. I spawn, I die. Spawn, I try to go through the plane, sniped. Try to go through the library, sniped. Try to go to Burger Town and grab some leftover onions from 2 years ago, sniped. And yeah, it just seems like a lot of sitting on, like, it feels like this map is just half. Everybody's on one half, everybody's on the other half. Like, nobody's running past each other, everybody's just sitting on one side of the map. This is not how this map used to play back in the day. People were running all around, you know, there's gunfights everywhere. And that's not only Terminal. Other maps I'm noticing are playing very differently. Part of that is definitely due to the movement. The differences in movement, like the mechanics nowadays with the slide cancel. People are zipping around the map in this game, whereas back in the day it was a little bit slower paced. And most of these maps already feel small, so when you have people slide canceling and moving 55 miles an hour, it's speeding it up even more and making the maps feel even smaller. Like Subbase, Karachi, Scrapyard. Holy shit, Scrapyard feels like Rust nowadays. Like, that's how small. It was already a small map, now it even feels smaller. Maps like Favela, which I used to like in the OG version of Modern Warfare 2, I cannot stand that map in this game. Even Afghan at times, I know that was notorious for noob tubes on the old game, but in this game, it's almost as bad even without the noob tubes. I think I would take the noob tubes in the classic OG Modern Warfare 2 over skill-based matchmaking in this game. Am I the only one that holds that sentiment? I would legit take noob tubes. You guys know how frustrating noob tubes were back in the OG MW2? I would take those right up my ass over skill-based matchmaking in this game. It is turned 1000% up in this. It's the worst it's ever been. I made an entire video talking about that, so I don't want to go into it too much right now. But SBMM, skill-based matchmaking, is primarily the reason why this game can never feel like the OG Call of Duty's used to. I've seen people online and just, you know, even in my comment section, we go back and forth talking about how it's a good thing or how it's a bad thing. I think like 80% of us think it's a bad thing. And the thing I was trying to explain to people is, yes, there might have been a slight skill-based matchmaking back in the day in the older Call of Duty games, but it was not anything like it is nowadays. Most of the matches I would get into on the old CODs, like Modern Warfare 2, you would maybe run into like 2 or 3 really good players in your lobby, but the rest are average or below average. So what I was trying to tell people was, imagine there's a lobby of 12 people, right? Let's say 9 out of the 12 players are real, like bad, just, you know, average or really shit. So that leaves 3 players, right? Is my math correct? That leaves 3 players that are good. So 3 players are running around the lobby shooting each other, and they're having a blast because they're getting to shoot each other, but they're also having to shoot players less skill. The 9 players that aren't as good as those 3 players, they still get to shoot each other. Like, what's the problem? There's 9 of you, right? And you have to shoot 3 players in the lobby. 2 probably, because one's on your team. You have to shoot 2 guys on the other team that are crazy good, and then the rest of them are your level. I don't see the problem. Why do you want everybody in your lobby to be your skill level? There should be a below, there should be same, there should be above. It should be all mixed together, just like a, you know? So yeah, I think that's the main reason why this game can't feel. They can bring back all the maps that they want from the classic Call of Duty games, but it's never going to feel the exact same unless skill-based matchmaking is turned down a bit. That's the main thing. Again, I've made an entire video on this, so I'm not going to go too much into that. Go check that out on my channel. So the second, or I guess third reason, skill-based matchmaking is 1, the movement and mechanics are 2, why this game won't feel like the original. The third reason is 21 Savage running around my screen with his nipples out and his shirt off. It's just weird. You got Nicki Minaj twerking her ass around the map and slide canceling and shooting me. I'm literally dying to Nicki Minaj on the map, guys. It's not Call of Duty anymore. I don't know what it is. It's an attempt to be Call of Duty, but it just doesn't feel like it. Like I'm spawning in, guys. I'm spawning in on a military shooter. I don't even know if it's called that anymore. And Nicki Minaj is sniping me, 360 no-scoping me off the map. Nicki Minaj, 21 Savage, the Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. So I mean, again, this has nothing to do with gameplay. It's so funny, like going back and watching Modern Warfare 2 gameplay, or even going back and playing it, and then coming to this game and you just see like all these crazy cosmetics, skins, and just even weapon skins. I understand there's a place for this, guys. Like, I'm not trying to be too nitpicky. I'm not saying this is the worst thing ever. Obviously, they're gonna try to make sales, and there's tons of kids on these games. Is this game still rated 18 plus? Because I swear, I think there's like 9-year-olds on the game and 4-year-olds and stuff. I don't know. All these crazy characters, Snoop Dogg and people running around on Terminal and High Rise and stuff. I'm like, what the hell happened? But at the same time, I understand why they're doing it. You know, it's a cash grab, and tons of people like to be different characters and you know, be their favorite, either idols and stuff in game. So I understand it, but it's just funny to me. Another reason why this game can never be as good as the original MW2 is because the prestige system. What the hell happened to the prestige system? I swear for like the last 5-6 Call of Duties, somebody correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't played a lot of them for extended period of time, but what happened? Do you guys remember how good the prestige system used to be back in the day? I don't prestige anymore. Like, I get to, can you even prestige? I don't even know. I get to the highest level, I think it's 55 in this game, and I just sit there forever. In the old CODs, I used to want to prestige every single time. I was like, look at the new prestige emblem, look at the stuff you get a new title, it moves around, it's pretty hot. You get a dope emblem. What do you get for prestiging now? You just get nothing, just a little tiny star on the side of your name. Another thing is the guns. All right, I gotta talk about this. OG MW2 guns, the UMP45 silenced. Oh my god, that gun was amazing. The intervention, I know they brought back the intervention last year, but it was not the same. It didn't feel the same to me, at least. The Barrett 50 cal, the ACR, the SCAR, the FAMAS. There was just so many better guns to use. I don't understand why they haven't brought those back. Like, if you're gonna bring back the classic maps from that game, why not bring the guns as well? There's maybe like 1 or 2 guns that I'm enjoying using in the new game. There's just not a lot of variety. They tried to like incorporate last year's MW2 guns into this game, and it just, they're not as good. The damage is really bad, and even those guns weren't a lot of fun to use. So I don't know. I think the guns in the old COD were way better than the ones that we're seeing in this game. The last thing is the Killstreaks. All right, the MW2, if it wasn't known for its maps, if it wasn't known for its trash talking in the lobbies, it was definitely known for the Killstreaks. I mean, how many videos did we see on YouTube of people doing nukes? There's a nuke in this game, but nukes, chopper gunner, the chopper gunner. Oh my god. The AC-130, I don't even know if they have the AC-130 in this game, but it's not the same. The Pavlo, the Predator missile, there's a cruise missile in this game, but it doesn't feel the same. It's honestly hard to control. Maybe I just suck, but I hate it. The Killstreaks were so good in MW2, and they're just, I can't remember the last COD game where I thought the Killstreaks were like really fun to get, or like, I'm like, when I used to get a Harrier on MW2, on High Rise, I would be fucking screaming. Now I get okay, first of all, I can't even get a kill streak anymore because of skill-based matchmaking, but second of all, when I do get one, finally, I'm like, you know, okay, cool, nice, I got one. It's not the same, it's just not the same. Alright, so one spot I do want to give this game credit for over the classic MW2 is noob tubes and one-man army, okay? Those were like the 2 biggest complaints at the time of the OG game, and basically it kind of ruined that game over time. Like, when that game first came out in 2009, I don't remember a lot of people noob tubing, and then as YouTube videos came out and people started seeing others get nukes and stuff, everybody was trying to do it. And it just basically became a shit show, and everybody was using one-man army and noob tubes, and it almost became unplayable. So obviously this game does have noob tubes. I actually ran into an asshole yesterday. If you're watching this video, buddy, I fucking hate you. Yeah, he was noob tubing me across the map on Karachi, and I think he got me like 3 or 4 times. Just, I don't know, he had like 5 or 6 noob tubes. Just did it. I was like, holy shit, guys, I'm getting flashbacks here. But it's not the same. Like, it actually took him 3 or 4 noob tubes just to kill me, whereas back in the day, just 1 would kill you. So that's one of the bright spots in this game, is like, you're playing on these classic maps, but you don't have to deal with some of the shit. I want to know from you guys down in the comment section, if you have played both games, the classic OG MW2 and then this one, or even if you haven't bought the new one, tell me the differences you're noticing. Tell me if you think that this game even stood a chance in comparison to that game. I will say this is the best COD I've played in like the last 5 or 6 years. I do want to give it some credit, but most of the credit that I'm giving it is coming just due to the fact that it has these maps in it, because they're still fun, right? Like spawning in on High Rise, spawning in on Scrapyard, spawning in on Rust. It's still really fun, but other than that, I just don't know how much longer I'll play it. If the OG MW2 had a lot more players on it, because it's still hard to find matches, I'd probably play that over this in like the coming months. I want to know from you guys what you think of this game. What do you think of Modern Warfare 3? Do you think it's better than some of the recent COD games? Give me like your best COD in the last 4 or 5 years. I think it's this one. I do. I enjoy it, but it's going to get tiring quickly, mainly due to skill-based matchmaking, at least for me. And they gotta add more content. Bring back some classic guns. Bring back some classic kill streaks. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, or don't. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.